Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitchburg Fire Department is our friend Mark Malekish. Welcome back, sir. How you doing?
Thank you. Good to be back.
Good to have you. We're turning our attention to the 4th of July season, which brings in fireworks. And I always kind of laugh a little bit when I am past doing this interview and public safety, but we're talking about fireworks safety. It just never seems like there's a that really goes together.
Yeah.
Fireworks and safety. There are definitely fireworks safety tips out there and everything else, but
It's a bit of a misnomer, right?
it is,
You're
right?
sort of playing with something that's inherently dangerous.
It explodes or it burns or
Right.
So we're not going to focus so much on too much on the safety end, but I think more on the making you aware piece. There is we're working this year. There were a lot of firework incidents last year, especially in our parks, where some fireworks are being shot off in parks and left a lot of debris, that sort of thing. It becomes a really busy night for public safety around. And we've been working on a series of talking on different angles from PD to fire to EMS on all the different angles here of fireworks. So today, you and I are going to focus in on a little bit of understanding of the fireworks. And as I told you, I think thinking before you act type of deal here.
Yeah.
So you choose to do what you want to do on 4th of July. Let's just start as a reminder in the city of Fitchburg, Mark. Are fireworks legal, and so which ones?
Okay. Yes and no. According to state law, fireworks are defined in two different ways. And to keep it simple and real basic, if it goes up or if it goes boom, it's generally illegal. It's not allowed in the state of Wisconsin, specifically in the city of Fitchburg. So that would include bottle rockets. It would include firecrackers. It would include Roman candles, mortars, cherry bombs, any of the aerial displays, any of that stuff is generally illegal. What is considered legal in the state of Wisconsin and the city of Fitchburg are what the state law defines as novelties. Important distinction, right? These are the toy caps, the snakes, cones and spinners.
I was going to say, I was thinking fountains. The
Yeah.
fountains and
Fountains are
showers of sparks.
Right. And at that, you start to get in what's safe and sane.
Yeah.
Okay. So sparklers, in particular, represent the gross majority of fireworks injuries. Yet they're considered the allowable fireworks or novelties in the state. Right. They can burn up to 12 to 1400 degrees, which is pretty darn hot. Right. For reference, glass melts at around 900 degrees.
Wow.
So the typical sparkler that we're putting in our 4-year-old's hands can burn up to 1200 to 1400 degrees. That's really hot.
It really is. And, we're not here to deter people from not having fun on 4th of July. You can do what you're going to do. But again, if we can think about what we're doing before we act, so to speak, I think that's good. Sticking in that realm of things, fireworks, fire. It's in the name. And so when it comes to fire department and thinking about fireworks, when a professional company comes out to do fireworks, they get a permit, they work through you guys. Mm-hmm. What's the fire plan look like in those large professional shows versus, an amateur?
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of pieces to the professional shows, which is why we say leave it to the professionals. Go enjoy your 4th of July, but go to a professional show. But when they're setting up, there are standards that they have to follow. That includes launch areas have to be identified, the devices that they're using to launch. Are they just going along and lighting wicks, or are they using
I would think like an electronic system, electronic nighter or something.
Thank you. My words were escaping me. There's sophisticated systems to launch these things, right? What's the setback from the launch area to the spectator area? That has to be a certain distance based on the type of fireworks that they're shooting, right? The bigger the fireworks, the bigger the setback has to be. And then what's your fallout area? Where are those sparks and those fireworks going to land down the road? Are we shooting them over houses? Are we shooting them over a dry hayfield? Are we shooting them over water? Right? Where is that stuff going to land? With fireworks, big and small, as you pointed out, it's fire. So at a certain point, once you light it or ignite it, it's sort of in the wind. It's its own thing now, and ultimately you're responsible for it if you were the one, right? So for the professional displays, they carry big insurance risk riders. They follow the set recommendations from NFPA for all of the things I just mentioned, setbacks and fallout areas, all of that stuff. So it's a very different animal than just people going out to a park and lighting fireworks.
It really is. Yeah, like you said, a lot of considerations there, a lot of things that are put in perspective in safety to as much as safety can be done. Accidents still can happen at the professional level just as much as the amateur level, so to speak. So you got to be careful there. From a fire department standpoint, and 4th of July, we want everybody to have fun just as much as the next person. But so choosing whatever happens, if you're concerned about fireworks in your area or concerns, what should people do during the holidays?
Well, it's unfortunately it's prevalent. So it's going to be everywhere. I would say that if you have a neighbor who's being reckless, careless, or just an outright nuisance, contact law enforcement is the very first thing. I can tell you that this year we're planning additional law enforcement patrols. I'll let those guys speak to that. But I know that we'll also have our command car out helping out those guys, our trucks, doing all of those things.
Yeah, we want to keep people safe, and we don't know as things go on. It's been we came out of a drought actually, and we've kind of been having some wet weather, but you just don't know the conditions. And I've seen so many videos of people left their fireworks next door, and the sparks hit that, and kabam, you have a show in 30 seconds because you just weren't thinking.
Not only do you have an additional show during the 4th of July, most structure fires are caused by fireworks. If anybody remembers the Patrick Cudahy fire several years ago, it was a factory fire. It was fireworks that landed on the roof of the Patrick Cudahy meatpacking plant, and that caused millions and millions of dollars. So wherever, you have to know where it's going to go, and you have to know that if you lit the fuse, you're ultimately going to be held responsible for it. It's the unfortunate reality of this.
So fire safety, I mean, you guys are promoting fire safety all the time, but really, we're really thinking here about your safety as anybody who's messing with a firework, but let alone, fire safety in general for the city, for residents, for property. It's in your hands out there as much as it is you guys to protect that.
Yeah. Just a few statistics that I can throw at you nationally. There's around 20,000 fires that are reported as having been started by fireworks nationally. Give or take, right? Somewhere in the range nationally, there's also around 9,000 hospital visits. Injuries from these things are very prevalent. Most injured are hands and legs and face, right? Because people are too close or they get burned or whatever. In the months surrounding the 4th of July, somewhere in the range of 40 to 45% of burns are caused by fireworks. That's a huge number, an absolutely insanely huge number. And perhaps not surprisingly, males are more likely to get injured by fireworks than females are. I think that probably follows through in any number of different disciplines.
Yeah, we're still not smart. We're still working that out.
Yeah, and kids. Lots and lots of juveniles get injured, which sort of brings me back to the ordinance. If a child that's in your charge, a minor, is caught or injured with fireworks, you as the adult are responsible for any charges that may apply for that, or whatever injuries that occur. it's the adult that's ultimately responsible.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap it up, I mean, ultimately, it's in your hands for safety out there to stay safe. But we've left it at general, leaving it to the professionals. Enjoy your festivities the way you want to enjoy it. We're not here to tell you one way or the other, but we definitely want you to be conscious about thinking about people around you and just being safe. And instead of being in the hospital,
Yeah, safety is
or visit by the fire department in a bad way.
Yeah, safety is it. Go see a professional display. It's a great way to celebrate the 4th of July.
All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate your time. I know it's going to be, summers are busy for you guys and in general, but appreciate the time. And if anybody has any questions directly related, certainly you're open to have discussions, and people can reach out with any questions.
Of course, they can call me anytime.
All right. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you.